Testing on. All right, I'm not sure what happened. I had unplugged the headphone to straighten it out and plugged it back in, and for some reason, no output. So you should have audio now. Um, this is not every time I do one of these things, I always seem to run into a technical problem. So, how is everybody doing tonight? Um, got a little bit nippy here in Florida. Went from cold to real cold. Thank you, Richard. Um, was warm during the day, and then it's cooling down at night, and it's going to be this way probably for at least the next week. Now, run into a rather peculiar problem, and I'm going to have to do a workaround. Um, I use two browsers when online. I use Google Chrome, and I also use Firefox. And I usually use Firefox to check into my social media accounts like Twitter and stuff like that so I can transfer files. And for some strange reason, I've got Firefox down in the window below, but it won't open up in the screen, full screen. It's this little teeny tiny thing down in the corner, and I can't do a thing with Firefox because it won't open. It stays a real itsy bitsy teeny weeny screen down on my taskbar, and I'm not sure how to solve it. This has happened once before, and I can't remember what I did to correct the problem. So what I'm having to do is I've got my smartphone, and I've got to do an alternative thing here because now one of the first things I was going to talk about tonight is Field McConnell. He had a Zoom hearing on Thursday. And there was a motion that was filed to dismiss the case. Oh, let me get rid of the error. Let me get my other background in here. Oop, well, I just vanished. Have to. All right, now I got to figure out what to do here. Well, I'll just leave it that way for now and screw around with it. Boy, this thing's giving me all kinds of fits tonight. Well, I'll put this on one then. I got the circle of death on here. There we go. Well, we're off to a rough start tonight. Anyway, Field McConnell had a bond hearing. There was a couple things. They were going to decide whether or not they were going to dismiss the case, if they were going to reduce bond, change bond, all kinds of things. And basically, he lost. The judge denied all the motions that were filed. Now, the next hearing, I believe it's going to be a status hearing, is going to be March 24th, I believe. And because of that, we're in a holding pattern. Because all they're going to do is in March, they're going to come back. They're going to see if they're going to be able to do the jury trial, anything else that might come up. And if nothing happens, then we get delayed again. So everything is on hold there. Now, I haven't heard anything on the Neely Blanchard case. Quite frankly, I haven't had time to check, so I don't know what's going on there. Getting a white circle of death there. I don't know what this is going to do for my live stream. It keeps refreshing, and so I don't know. It's going to be one of them nights, I guess. Now, if any of you guys have been watching my mobile things, you will have noticed that I did a couple things on the doxing threat that was put up by Randy out of Minnesota. Now, she's threatened to do this before, and she actually has doxed people. She's doxed me, and she's doxed some other people, so I don't know why the big announcement. And the other thing is, I pointed out, is there is a liability when you do that. You dox somebody and you put up their name, address, telephone number, license tags, all that. That can come back to bite you because it is against the law, and you can get into a situation where if you dox the wrong person or if you dox someone and harm comes to them, you are legally responsible for whatever happens, plus you may wind up in civil court if somebody gets injured, killed, that sort of thing. And when I pointed this out, all of a sudden, she's been quiet. Oh, you did get a new Twitter account. Okay, Rebecca. I'll have to check on that. And why'd you get another account? But, DM me with the details, and I can go in on... I'll have to go into my smartphone. I can't get Firefox to work tonight. Really, really weird. And in case you guys are interested in true crime, Levi Page has started up a podcast, and I'm going to get his page on here if this thing will cooperate. Boy, this computer is driving me nuts tonight. I've had all kinds of problems with the computer tonight. Oh, really? I can't imagine why. Oh, well, what are you going to do? You're up there with Craig Sawyer and the rest of the honored people. Let me see. How do I... Oh, there you are. Yeah, I was just starting to talk about you, Levi, and I was going to put the link up for your channel so that people can start looking for you, because it's... Here we go, Levi Page Podcast. So everybody, if everybody would copy this link, or else go over there, subscribe to his channel if you haven't done already. He's got 3 videos up already, and he's going to be starting to do the regular podcast, which is, it's ideal to do it on YouTube because you don't run into the normal problems you run into with podcast services. Because basically my live streams, or not my live streams, my mobile-thons are kind of, sort of a podcast, because I do try to keep them to 15 minutes and everything. But let's see, you did hit your 1,000 mark, Levi. Congratulations on that. I was there for a while, and unfortunately, for whatever reason, I couldn't get YouTube to certify me for mobile live streaming, so that kind of went down the tubes. But I'm exploring other options, including one that was brought to my attention called Liveit, L-I-V-E-I-T, and it is something like Facebook, and I'm going to learn more about it before I make a commitment to it. You may see me doing some test mobile streaming on there in the next few days or so. I will be starting to do mobile streaming on Facebook, but I have to wait until the first week in February. I shared a video, I did a thing where I shared an article on one of the domestic terrorist groups, and Facebook suspended my ability to live stream because I did that. Even though I wasn't supporting the group, I was reporting on them. So I gotta wait till the first week in February before I get taken out of Facebook jail. That's kind of weird. And that caused me to consider possibly finding an alternative to Facebook to live stream on and do it in a way where people don't have to sign in or they don't have to be a member of the streaming service to get in there. And this Libit thing that came up seems to be an option. There's um, the service that Discuss uses, and I might look into. Um, also, let's see, what was it? I figure eventually I'm going to get back up over 1,000, and hopefully YouTube will do something about it. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to keep options in mind. Who knows? I may even go over on BitChute. And another thing I'm doing, I'm rebuilding my websites. Hackers got into them and screwed it all up. I discussed it with GoDaddy, and I'm going to go with something completely different. So next week or two, I'll get that all straightened out. The start schedule I'm on is making it hard for me to do much of anything. So I'm going to be working on that. And I have my other projects coming up to where, I'll be changing the subject more often on the live stream. Yeah, there's a couple of those programs, Levi, that don't do multiple locations at once. My software, actually OBS you can do it, vMix you can do it. There's different software where you can set it up to do it. You can have like 3 different places on there. Trippy, I'm going to have to check that out. It's the mobile live streaming isn't a critical requirement right now. There's things I wanted to do live, and because of the settings of the projects, I need mobile live streaming to do it. And the second reason I needed the 1,000 subscribers is to be able to get credentialed in court so that I can go inside the court and text from inside the court on these various cases. You can't live stream from inside the court, but you can text in some cases. And also in the case of the Orange County, Florida courthouse, it gives me access to the live streaming equipment that's in the courthouse itself. So I can live stream from the Orange County courthouse like I used to do when I was streaming about the Casey Anthony case. So, see StreamYard. I will check into StreamYard and see what they're all about. And matter of fact, what I'll do is let me... StreamYard. Okay, StreamYard is... Let me see what this says about it. Because some of these you have like a free trial, and then if you get going in it, they get into a pay service. And I am not monetizing the website or anything, so going out and spending money to do these multiple platform streams when you're on Social Security is not a so I'll check into StreamYard and see what the cost is and everything there is about it. And see if it gets around the limitation on... Yeah, well, that's true, Rebecca. I've got to see which one works for me, and one that will also seamlessly allow my subscribers to come to it. Back when I was doing live streaming I jumped from Ustream to Pal Talk and all around, and it was driving my followers nuts because I kept jumping from one thing to another. And so, um, I want to make it so I'm not constantly having people move around. I want to try and be, um, want to try and keep things as stable as I can. Because eventually, right now my numbers are on YouTube, uh, 978. I took a big fall. I don't know why all these people left. I didn't think I was that bad. But, I lost a bunch of subscribers. So I'm basically struggling to get back up there again. It's probably, there's just some people just don't. This type of format is not conducive to big audiences. It's difficult to sustain a high subscriber count on this kind of a format. Monograph does a pretty darn good job of it. Um, and Levi has an established audience, so it's not hard for him to get his numbers up. Mm. Oh. Yeah, it's, get some of your outside stuff out of the way, Levi. That's the best thing to do. Um, uh, don't rush into something, get your ducks in a row and all that happy stuff. I probably should have done the same thing. I probably should have shut down for a while, but I figured if I can have just, even a short 1 day a week um, live stream and my short little Murtathons, that's enough for now. But I'm a little annoyed. I don't know what caused this problem with Firefox tonight. That's really strange. Because it opens up multiple windows down in my taskbar, and if I hover over the face or the Firefox, I get these big blank windows up here, but Firefox won't go full screen. I don't know what the heck's going on with it. But I'll just I'll work with it. Yeah, the Murtathons are a little bit better because it allows me to basically say have a monologue for however long I do it, and then in post editing, if I want to add documentation, pictures, that sort of thing. So that works out better. When you're doing live like this, unless you're really prepared well, it doesn't come out quite as good. And that's the case tonight. I had everything all prepared. Unfortunately, it's on Firefox, and with my Firefox, uh, it's just for whatever reason it won't open up. So I'm kind of stuck. So what I'm going to have to do is after the live stream tonight or during the week, I'm going to have to dig into the PC and figure out why Firefox is doing what it's doing and see if I can get it to act normal. So, but and let's see. Unfortunately, this leaves me in a position where going into a different website. Yeah. Nope, that's not going to allow me to do what I need to do. It's really weird. Oh, another thing I found interesting is now there's this big criticism of Craig Sawyer and this kind of weird thing that Randy did where she put up a picture of a guy with the face splattered out and tried to make everybody believe it was uh, our crazy person from up in northwest Minnesota. Um, I don't know why she did that. If you're going to do a proof of life, show the guy's face, but she didn't do that. So that would indicate to me that that is not him. That he is still presumed dead at this point. Um, so we just wait to see if she comes out with a proof of life, and it doesn't seem that she's going to do that. She's moved on to all these weird conspiracy theories and uh, is ignoring the subject altogether, like I knew she would, because hi, Kingfish Kebab, welcome to the room. Uh, it's going to be a relatively short one. I'll probably stop around 11:30 because I see right now, I've got to figure out what the hell's going on with this computer because it's not allowing me to open up my Firefox. Um, yeah, Rebecca, I do agree. I think he's dead because if he was alive, there wouldn't be this game playing. Uh, the Goddard she talks about is Alexandra Goddard. She's uh, an internet commentator and journalist. She is largely known for her efforts in the. Uh, oh, if he was in jail, Rebecca, we'd know it. Um, because, these things get up online eventually. And I would personally find out. I have ways of finding this information out. But getting back to Alexandra Goddard, she is best known for uncovering a cover-up in the uh, Steubenville rape case. Um, so, if and when he gets incarcerated, it'll be out there. It comes up. There's all kinds of websites where within 24, 48 hours you go into jail, people are going to know it. Megan, she calls everybody she doesn't like a Satanist. I am a Satanist. Everybody's a Satanist. Uh, the woman is nuts. uh, well, as far as checking with the coroner's office, it's if they've found the body. If he has been murdered, Minnesota has 1,000 lakes, and he could be at the bottom of one of them, and you know, the ice is covering all these lakes, so nobody's going to find him until spring at the earliest, if they ever do find him. Yeah, it's pretty Dennett is who they're talking about. Yeah, she's one of three people that she's got to burr up her ass about, and I'm one of them. Of course, I don't know. Then they get into Craig Sawyer. Um, and getting back to Craig Sawyer, what I find interesting is see, there's a commonality there because Lynn Wood is a huge supporter of Craig Sawyer, and apparently these people don't understand that when they criticize Craig Sawyer, because when they're criticizing Craig Sawyer, they, by extension, are criticizing Lynn Wood. So it kind of confusing. Yeah, Megan, I remember that. Yeah, that created a lot of controversy. And yes, that is the Alex that we're talking about. Um, yeah, they're all nuts, Rebecca. Um, But anyway, things have changed a lot since then, as far as Alex is concerned. I mean, we put our differences in the past and moved on because we have a mutual dislike of Timothy. No, she's not. As a matter of fact, Alex and I have become very good friends. I went up to Steubenville and actually met her. I did an interview with her, but I never put it up online because I had technical difficulties back then. Uh, the technical difficulties have been straightened out, and I actually found the video that I did of her interview, but it's kind of late in the game to put the video up. Yeah, it's shocking to me, but you know, we had problems with radio news. If you remember who she was, it turned out radio news was playing games with everybody, and so we all kind of came together to resolve that problem, and we basically have become friends. Well, the reason I platformed her is because of Derek Lossiter. Um, that angle of the story, Derek did a lot of damage when he was up there. And so the reason I was in Steubenville at that time is that was the day that Derek was supposed to report to prison. Uh, and I had a dual purpose to go to Steubenville. I went up there first to talk to Alex in Ohio on my way over there, and also to explore the town a little bit. And um, so I went up there for that, and I happened to be, just to be there the day that Derek was to report to prison. Uh, I did a stand up in front of the courthouse. I did a little tour of the town and everything. Kind of an interesting town up there. Uh, Say it's called the City of Murals or something like that. I got murals all over the place, and um, so I went all over town. No, she's been back in Ohio for quite a while. I guess she went out to California for a while, and then she came back, and now she's in. She will. She moved from Columbus, I believe. I'm not sure exactly where she is now, um, but I think she might be with her mother or something. I can't remember for sure. So yeah, she's in Ohio. She's been there for quite a while. Well, I don't know. I don't know that. I don't know so much about that, Megan. But it's like I said. Alex and I have made amends. So you know, I know you have a grudge with her and everything, but just kind of keep it at a minimum. I don't want to get too disruptive. I've already got people coming in here, and Tim and his allies come in here and create problems. I'm trying to keep that to a minimum. But that's the thing about building an internet history. You get grievances, and some grievances never go away. Connections in Virginia, I believe she did because I think it's West Virginia, I believe. I don't know. Because she came to Ohio, I believe, from Virginia. Because I know she used to she's an avid photographer. She went over and she used to take pictures over in Virginia and stuff like that. And so I think she grew up in Virginia and then at some point moved over into Ohio with her mother because of her mother's employment or the stepfather. I can't remember. Just me. Welcome. Just having kind of an informal chat tonight. No real format. Uh, well, she grew up in modest means. And yeah, I'm not sure about the Tennessee connection, but yeah, she, like a lot of people in that region, um, they didn't have electricity in the hills, in the mountains and the hollers and all that. So I believe she said she grew up in a place that for a long time did not have um, heat or water or electricity. Uh, oh God, here we go with politics. You're probably going to unsubscribe me, Doreen, but I happen to be a Biden supporter. Uh, that's why I think I've lost about 20 of my subscribers because I'm pro Biden. Um, oh God. Well, we're going to have to agree to disagree. I happen to be strongly in favor of Joe Biden. I disagree with President Trump. And it's my opinion he has done a huge amount of damage to this country. Uh, now, uh, I guess we're going to disagree politically because I would prefer to have Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in here rather than Trump or anyone else for that matter. Um, people, this country's equally divided, so I guess we're going to have a political differences, and that's just the way things go. So I guess I'll watch my subscription rate take a nosedive now. Well, you know one now. You're on his live stream. So that's one person. But you're in a part of the country where they don't really support him. Well, Golden Mayor, again, I respectably disagree. But, you know, we're all entitled to our opinions. I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. Um, I think there's been a lot of misinformation out there, primarily by Q, primarily by people like Randy and Tim. Uh, they they just have gone off on a tangent. And, oh, I'll admit it. If damage happens, I'll admit it. But you know, I am just you know no, Trump didn't lower a damn thing. Uh, what's it's weird is Biden's only been in office for a week, and already you guys are starting to blame him for stuff. I mean, geez. Well, I'm glad to hear that, but a lot of information going around is because of people like you. I just don't trust anything out there, and I just feel that uh, Biden's probably the best thing in the country right now. If people want to disagree with that, then, well, I happen to support Obama too, so I guess you're going to be mad at me about that one. Um, I'm a strong supporter of Obama. I voted for him twice. I voted for um, Biden. I will never ever vote for a Republican again after what happened on the 6th. Uh, that ended it for me. Uh, I have voted for Republicans sometimes in the past, but never again. But well, I'll say one thing: the politics is making my chat go lively. So I'm not going to criticize people because of their political points of view. So Well, Sharp, I had no intention of talking about Biden versus Trump, but uh, the chatters run the room, so. Well, you brought up the subject, Megan. Uh, so I don't know what you want me to do. I'm not. I guess I can just sit here and shut up and let you guys run the board. Uh, it's going to be a lot of dead air if anybody tunes to this thing on YouTube. But, yeah, you have to understand that this is a 50-50 country. Half believes in them. And bye, Megan. Thanks for stopping in. Hope things are going well up in Steubenville. I guess this is why I'm losing my viewers, is because of my political beliefs, even though this is not supposed to be a political channel. This is supposed to be a true crime and truth channel. But again, I am not going to hide or, um, well, Megan, you're welcome not to come here anymore. If you're going to be like this, we don't need it. Well, Jeannie, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to lie about my political beliefs? Am I supposed to just run over in a cave somewhere and say, okay, for the sake of having subscribers, I'm going to hide who I am and what I am? Uh, there's a new term going around, this nullification or whatever you want to call it. I don't work that way. If you do not like my politics, then I don't blame you if you don't want to be around. But I am not going to change for anybody. I don't do that. Because I support Biden, then that's your choice. I think it's narrow-minded, but I'm not going to compromise who I am because of it. Simple as that. Well, um, Golden Mare, that's what I've tried to do. I try to overlook the political differences. We all have political differences, and I've said it time and time again that virtually 95% of the people that tune into this channel have a complete opposite point of view politically than I do. So, well, Jeannie, I don't know what to do. Do I start censoring the channel? Because I wasn't even talking about this stuff. Megan came in here and all of a sudden started talking about them. And, what am I supposed to do? Just say, okay, since I disagree with her political philosophy, I'm going to delete all her posts? I don't know what to do. But, that's this is the United States. We all have a wide spectrum of belief. Yes, I did, Levi. I saw pictures and clips that were sent. Uh, it turns out from going back through the records that the stream, the virtual hearing, was held at Phil's place of business. He owns some kind of an auto dealership, repair shop, or something, and he was allowed to go there because Phil has Wi-Fi. Well, Golden Bear, again, when getting back to the politics, we'll just have to wait and see. So, we all find common ground in different subjects. It's just, that's the way things work. Because 95 of the people that are on this channel either support Donald Trump or hate Joe Biden. I have very, very few, if any, people on this channel that support Joe Biden. So I'm kind of a lone rock in the forest. You'd have to ask Levi that. Um, I don't talk about other people's politics. I let them talk about their own politics. So I guess we all just have to agree to disagree when it comes to political stuff. But what's funny is in the Zoom hearing with uh, well, that's Shansworth. That's up to you to work off with Levi. Uh, Watching the Zoom hearing, though, we had all kinds of people walking around in that room. Field was sitting, there was a lady next to Field through the whole thing. Um, there was somebody walking around in the back, and then the good doctor kind of peeked out from the side of a doorway. Well, Montegraph is on. That ought to keep my numbers low, because everybody will go over there. um, but yeah, that was kind of an interesting thing, but he was given permission to go to that business in order to use the Wi-Fi, and apparently there's no violation. You know, the only reason he's in Plum City is that Kim let him go up there. She agreed to it. She could have said, no, I'm not allowing him to go up there, and he'd still be in Florida. So that's, she was generous enough to let him go up there. Yeah, Golden Meyer, they were in the same building. And so they were together. Had kind of a little reunion going on up there. So, oh well. Well, Tim is not a whistleblower for the government. Uh, and Lynn Wood got kind of in a corner when he found out from Craig Sawyer about Tim. Um, I don't know Jeremiah's politics, and I really don't care. Um, but Tim is a fraud, or was a fraud. He's presumed dead at the moment. There's been no proof that he's alive, so everybody's presuming that he's dead. Um, so yeah, the what happened, Golden Mare, is there was a hearing uh, a couple of weeks ago, and Kim Picasio agreed to allow Field McConnell to go to his residence in Plum City under the same conditions that existed in Florida, uh, primarily because of the death of his wife. And so he needed to handle that situation from Wisconsin, and so he was allowed to leave. But he's under the same restrictions and the same monitoring as he was in Florida. So he's not, he's basically in the same situation he was back then. Now, whether or not he violates is going to be something we'll all have to wait and see. So, but, uh, well, actually, Levi, I'm leaning towards his possibly being deceased. If he were alive, there would be no hesitation at all for Randy to provide it. This weird thing with the covered up picture is nothing more than game playing. Uh, and so there's a very distinct probability that Tim Homseth is deceased, and it may be due to foul play at this point. Um, It's just the whole situation with him and this woman is quite weird, to say the least. I'll be right back. I gotta take care of something. Okay, yeah. Alright. I thought I'd. Ooh, God, I'm beginning to look like that guy that runs Great Britain. Thought I'd bring a little friend of mine. Hey, everybody, this is Skippy. He's a little bit camera shy, but I thought I'd let him say hello. This is a shippy for anybody that answers. But he's totally opposite of Amber. Amber's a rambunctious little thing, and Skippy here, he's just kind of laid back and lazy. Aren't you, bud? All right, I'll let you down. I know you don't like to be on my lap. You're a good dog, though. Whew. So, that's our nightly visit from Skippy. At least this time the mic is on. I think accidentally. Actually, Shansworth, it's an apolitical live stream. It was the original intent before I got involved with these Q crazies was to be a political channel in different subjects entirely. But it kind of got turned into exposing internet frauds channel. So, but it's a it's going to be in the future all about things Central Florida, any criminal cases that are. I don't think I'm a socialist. Now, people might call me a socialist, but considering all the tax breaks that's been given the wealthy, I guess it's the wealthy that are the socialists. People don't understand the definition of socialism, and it was made into a evil buzzword by the Republicans. You know, I get Social Security, so I guess that would make me a socialist. Um, I'm on Medicaid, so I guess that would make me a socialist. I drive on interstate highways on occasion, so I guess that makes me a socialist. I work at an airport, or I go to an airport. I don't work at an airport. I go to an airport quite frequently, so I guess that makes me a socialist. And so on and so on and so on. But, labeling does what? Yeah, I know, this is interesting. We keep getting steered back into politics. Well, uh, Lynn Wood has gone down the mental rabbit hole. Um, I never even heard of the guy until he got involved with Trump. So, but he's right up there in the Q crazy land now. So, yeah, I have a feeling he's not going to be practicing law very long. Well, what is next for Field is in March. He's going to have a status hearing, and then at some point it will be decided to go ahead with the jury trial. And when the jury trial happens, he will have to come back to Florida. So right now we're kind of in a holding pattern until they uh, decide to call juries and stuff like that to Broward County and start the ball rolling on trials down there, because they don't have Zoom trials with juries. It's all done in the courtroom. So until they open the courtrooms in Southeast Florida, uh, he's basically under house arrest. Yeah, Levi kind of reminds me of Giuliani. Giuliani had a distinct career both as a prosecutor and attorney, and now that they kind of worked their way into the Trump radar, they've both gone downhill. So it's really, this whole thing is really strange about how these two have gone kaput. But up until Trump, I personally hadn't heard that much about Wood. Yeah, Wood's got mixed up with Holmseth, which is not a good thing. It's shot his credibility all to hell. Uh, so that's the way things go. But the thing of it is, he might be citing Holmseth as a source, and it's not Holmseth he's sourcing; it's his handler. Yeah, I don't know if they are or not, to be honest with you. It's one of those things. It's pure speculation. If they are or aren't, they have a rather strange symbiotic relationship. They're obsessed with each other, so hard to know what is going on with those two, or what did go on between those two. Because if Holmseth is no longer alive, then there's a whole nother aspect to the situation. I don't know. You'd have to ask Levi that. Uh, and he's not the only one. A number of people think that there's something going on, because her husband does not or was not living in the house. He lives at a different location. He hasn't lived in that house for quite a long time. And as a matter of fact, it's been around the time that she got associated with TCH. Um, the that music that is used as his theme song. I guess his commenters over on BitChute don't like it. They keep asking him to quit doing that. Well, Seansworth, that's a new one on me. Trace Remington has, a few screws loose herself, so I wouldn't believe anything that she said. So, you know, I wouldn't put too much stock in anything that Remington has to say. That whole bunch are Looney Tunes. Ryan Dark White. Who the heck is Santa surfing? Am I friends with Trace Remington? I doubt it. Um, she has a habit of blocking people that don't um, agree with her, and I have no reasons to be friends with hers anyway. I think she's Looney Tunes. All right, I'm back on camera. I was eating a pack of Lorna Doones, and I didn't think you people want to watch me eat cookies and hear the crunch, 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 so I turned the sound and camera off. No, I was turning on and off the audio because I was eating. So, and this thing keeps refreshing, so we might have more of that. Well, they're all a bunch of weirdos. Now I turned my video off too for a while because I was eating a Lorna Doone, a packet of Lorna Doones. These things, and they're crunchy, so you'd be sitting there watching me go crunch, crunch, crunch on crackers. So I figured the best thing to do is to take me off camera while I ate. Just felt like eating these things. They were sitting here. You know, I think Woods has gone off the deep end, way off the deep end. Hmm. Raid on White's apartment confirmed agent suspicions, turning up hundreds of rounds of ammunition, 14,000. So, wow, he's a real badass. Yeah, lock him up. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. That's crazy. I wonder what the hell. Hmm. Gonna try one more. I'm gonna try reinstalling Firefox to see if this solves the problem. This this is strange. I don't know what causes this. Who is Obitech? Yeah, it's on. I'm running into a lot of refresh firemen. Yeah, I tell you, there's a lot of weirdos in the conspiracy world. What the hell happened to? Well, if that's who's Wood's getting his information wrong, that would explain why Wood is going completely nuts. Oh, yeah, but Obi-Wan Kenobi was a good guy. Well, okay, I guess we're gonna have infighting now. Lovely. What the heck is going on with Firefox? He's not even there. All right. Hmm. Well, who would use whose real name? Uh, yeah, I'm not gonna get in the middle of any infighting in here, please. Pizzagate grifters. I don't believe in Pizzagate. I think that's a bunch of hooey. Obi-Wan Khashoggi. Huh. Well, shoot, this is gonna have to wait. I may have to try and restart the computer to see if I can fix this problem. Pizzagate is nothing. It's completely made up. I don't believe in Pizzagate, but then again, we're talking about Giuliani given until Wednesday to retract Lincoln Project liable. Well, I would still sue him. I don't know why they're giving him a chance. He really needs to be taught a lesson. Fireman, I believe that Timmy probably is deceased. Because there's no logical reason not to put him on camera. So the only thing that people can conclude at this point is he is deceased, either by accident or by foul play. Yeah, and for some reason they are trying to keep the legend alive, so to speak. Okay. Twitter's acting weird. Yeah, okay, so they're going for uh, April. That'd be fine. It gives me plenty of time. No chance worth. I live in Orange County, Florida, which is the same county that Orlando is in. I live in Apopka, which is a suburb. I'm not sure of any specific trial date for the Cindy Absa case quite yet. But, yeah, this is a. Thanks for the update on the Neely Blanchard trial, Fireman John. I haven't been checking on it because I have had real problems getting into the Marion County database. Um, oh, for God's sake, why are we having all this infighting tonight? What started all this? How did I get in contact with Kim Picasio? This was back in the radio news days. Um, radio news introduced Kim to me because at that time I was giving TCH the benefit of the doubt, which is the biggest mistake I ever made in my life. And I started to learn all the court cases that TCH had been involved in. Mert hides in Disney World where no AC, but just thought I would say it. What is that all about? I'm a half hour, 45 minutes from Disney. And really don't need air conditioning right now. It's 40 degrees out. I know Randy's obsessed about my living conditions. It's kind of weird. Yeah. There's just Shotsworth. There's just a couple people in here having a few words. So, but it's one of those things. Let me put this over here. See nothing going on over there. Well, I don't know what the big deal is Golden Mare about where I live. I mean, I live in a mobile home in a suburb of Orlando. So I don't know. But Randy is obsessed with it. Um, and I don't care where people live, actually, if they live in a mobile home or if they live in a mansion. People have their own lifestyle and their own income level and everything else. I don't know what is such a big deal about where I live. So, E-Claw's owner, it was Chris Hallett. Uh, I think his then living girlfriend has taken it over. Oh, yeah. It's funny, but without giving too much away, Randy Erickson uh, has a very close connection to a mobile home park. Um, Kind of a distant relationship with one, but it's there nonetheless. There's a couple people that know what I'm talking about. Jeannie, that was back when Randy was um, probably talking about it. I know at one time I made a comment about the house because this place has central air conditioning, and the furnace, it's a heat pump air conditioner combination, and it is inoperative. It would cost me several $1,000s to get it fixed, and since I don't own the place, it wouldn't make any sense. So, I'm perfectly happy with the mobile home the way it is. I have a room air conditioner in the bedroom, so if it gets too hot, I go in the back room and I stay in the bedroom. And that's usually in the summer. Right now, it's really cold out, so there's no need for air conditioning. Um, it's a 30-year-old mobile home, but it's in good shape. I mean, there's central heat and air. Call it HIVEC. Heating, ventilation, air conditioning. Shoot, I don't know. I guess I'm down to 15 chatters or viewers, so somebody disappeared. Yeah, heat pumps are common in Florida. Um, it's cheaper to run. Most places in Florida are all electric. Uh, Shawsworth, the reason the feud started is way back in the Haley Cummings case. Uh, Tim Tim Holmes says somehow got wind of the case and tried to contact Kim with some theory and wanted to get involved, and she basically told them no, they were perfectly fine on their own, they didn't need any help from anybody. And uh, Tim didn't take kindly to the rejection and then basically started a vendetta against her, and it's been going on ever since. And Kim asked him a dozen times to leave her alone, and he refused to do it, so she had to take out a restraining order just to get him to leave her alone, and he is the kind of person that does not take no for an answer. And he violated the law. He got slapped with a misdemeanor warrant. He confessed to one count and was on trial for the second count when he just did the cowards thing and up and ran away. And he also has 3 Florida warrants for the same violation. So he has a total of four misdemeanor warrants against him. And if he ever gets caught in the state of Florida, he's subject to arrest. If he is caught in the state of Minnesota, he is subject to arrest. Field McConnell is back in Plum City, Wisconsin. He's under house arrest, same conditions as he had in Stuart, Florida. He has to wear an ankle bracelet. There is a monitoring caseworker, so to speak, that does surprise visits, so on and so forth. He's not allowed on the internet, so on and so forth. It's virtually the same conditions he was under in Florida. And if he violates, he will wind up going straight to jail in Florida. That's... No, they don't hate each other. As best as I can figure out, it was through the Haley Cummings case that they originally met each other, but I'm not absolutely certain of that. That is something you'd have to ask one of those two, because I'm not clear on how they got to know each other. Is Haley the one who McDonald said something about her private parts? I don't remember hearing McConnell say anything of that nature. It's Tim Holmseth is the one that seems to be obsessed with Haley Cummings and her private parts. Yes, Pete was at the field hearing. Well, fireman, that's a good possibility because if anybody will screw things up for field, it'll be good vibes. Shonsworth, no, as far as I know. I think what apparently happened is she moved him out of there. Now, it has been said that he lived in their house in Elk River for some time, and this, you know, Pete is, uh, I think, Dr. Goodbye's real first name. I'm not sure of that. I only know the guy as Dr. Goodvibes. I don't know his legal name. I have no idea what the status is with the Watchmans. Okay, so Pete is the neighbor. Okay, because there's Pete and there's Phil. Um, Phil is the one who provided the Wi-Fi connection for Phil during the Zoom hearing, from what I've been told. Now, I could be wrong. It could have been Pete, but I thought it was Phil. Because Plum City's apparently, is a real small town, and I imagine there's a lot of people that support Field that live there. Because I know the local newspaper there supports and other things, I guess. Michael Olson. Okay, now I remember Levi. Thank you. Um, yeah, Phil is the power of attorney. Now, I don't know who Pete is. Yeah, that's correct, Sharp. Because that just came up in today's search. That I saw the order that gave him permission to go to the his place of business to conduct a Zoom hearing. Yeah, Phil is in the auto business. Okay. Yeah, couldn't figure out who the hell Pete was. So that okay, we got that straightened out. People get off on being nuisances. Oh, you're back. I thought you didn't want to be in this channel. Oh well. No, I didn't want to talk about politics in the first place. Uh, I did, Sharp. As a matter of fact, somebody posted a picture of him peeking around the door sill. Um, but there were all kinds of people walking around in that house, and he had a woman that was sitting next to him through the whole hearing. Uh, I don't know who the heck that was. Yeah, that's a funny thing. That's quite a drive. It took me uh, an hour to drive from Osceola to Plum City. Oh, okay. I was trying to figure out who the heck that was. So I guess she was there to support him, I guess. Yeah, that. Now, if Phil's website is "I pissed off an attorney," they actually discussed that website in court. Hey, Laurie, welcome. Yeah, I saw that Dr. Timmy was in the call. That was kind of interesting. Um, oh, they're probably got a private location somewhere. She was in the Zoom hearing. Um, in the Zoom call, if you look at the list of everybody that was in the monitoring the hearing, her name popped up. And Kathy Michelle, or however you pronounce her name, was there as well. Um, Quite a few people were listening to that call, listening to that thing. Okay, so there's only one thing about tour bus, midnight bus caravan capital on January 20th. That's 27th. 27th is the latest of anything to be on the blog. Now, hugs work. Yeah, she was in the Zoom. Her name showed up on the list. Uh, see, how's he doing? Okay, 44 patrons at $546 a month. So that's standing. Megan, Alex, Megan used to live, or lives in Steubenville, and I guess she was one of the people that, um, yeah, was on the other side of that whole thing. I just remember vaguely communicating with her back in the day. Uh, sh- Sharp, that is actually true. Because I remember the biggest argument that Field had with his sister was of his support of the Democrats and of Hillary specifically. Um, I heard that video where he tore into his sister. Um, so I do remember that. His sister didn't create SES. That I don't know. But I do know that apparently she was leaning towards the Democrats. Well, Field makes up lies about everything. I mean, that's a given. But, because him and his sister did not get along. Because I believe she was the executive of the father's estate. And that's, money issue, purse strings or something. And so there was a big fight between her and Field that lasts to this day. And I always look at it, that's part of the reason for his political leanings is because of his sister. Yeah, sometimes wills don't get probated. It's just I don't know behind that all the things behind that, but it didn't get probated. Hmm. Yeah, it's probably just an average property. Nobody was a millionaire. But it's one of these things. People get into a snit even about the smallest amount of money or possessions. But for whatever reason, Phil just tore into her. Hmm. Well, he is homophobic, so that would be logical. Yeah, those people are either homophobic or they're bigots, one or another. Hmm. Oh, that'll be interesting. God, Deadpool's is still a thing. I remember when that was all the rage. Everybody was involved with Deadpool's. Strange. I gotta get a new chair. This thing is very uncomfortable. In and saying hello. Hmm. I'm probably going to be closing down in a few minutes. I want to go in and find out what the heck happened to my Firefox, because without Firefox, I'm having a little bit of. I had all my material that I was going to present tonight on Firefox, and it went kaflooey. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do about that. I got to have a backup plan because I do everything on different computers, and when I'm on the road, and then when I get to the house, I use my live streaming computer, and everything didn't get transferred over. So I, I would have had access to everything through Firefox, but I can't get Firefox to work right. So kind of screwed up. Yeah, yeah. Deep state does everything, I guess. Uh, that's what. That's why they're the deep state, I guess. They get into everything. Oh, great! Now I got the hiccups. God, I love it. Ooh, God. Getting tired of my old age. Well, I don't think my problem is an update. It's just for whatever reason, it stays in the taskbar. It doesn't expand. And I had this problem once before, and I can't remember how I fixed it. I'm thinking if I do a cold boot, it may reset everything. That's what I'm going to try and do. But I have to turn the stream off in order to do it. Uh, besides, I'm probably going to go ahead and shut the thing down for tonight because, and work on this. I've got my schedule starts up tomorrow again, and it's going to be a busy week all week. Yeah, Well, it's what you might call an occasional hiccup. A hiccup, then it goes away. So now I don't have the hiccups, but it's yeah. But hopefully someday we'll figure out how Timmy died. Was it an accident? Was it homicide? Foul play? All that happy stuff. Um, we'll figure that one out. Whoops, I lost me. Get back there. Yeah, that if he caught the virus, we wouldn't know because it's medical. Somebody would have to say something. So if he got the Rona, we're not going to know that for a while. But something's knocked him out. Yeah, she. Well, they're not married, I don't think, firemen. But yeah, she looks a little different, to say the least. You kind of have to wonder if she's on something. There is no news about Hallett, as far as I know. I believe she's going to be going to trial in April. So I was told tonight. I'm going to try and get into. Yeah, I was thinking that fireman that she may be on meth. It's a possibility. Um, she could have a food disorder. Who knows? Um, find out exactly if there's going to be any status hearings prior to April. You know, Marion County has a strange website. Doing searches on that thing is mind-boggling. I've never had as much trouble searching a case as I've had with Marion County. Um, so at the moment, everything is kind of on hold. Well, I like seafood. Yeah, I got some shrimp that I'll eat tomorrow night. And I stopped at a Captain D's yesterday on the way to the airport. I may uh, stop at Captain D's tomorrow on the way to work. What about Mike DeForest? Yeah, that's kind of drop a name, Mike DeForest. Saw a steak today. Hmm. Yeah, I like steak too. Well, we have both Long John Silver's and Captain D's in Orlando. Captain D's is on the route that I take to go to the airport. Long John Silver's, I've never been able to find one on the trail. There's one on Samaran Boulevard going towards uh, Altamont Springs. Uh, I like the Long Johns better than Captain D's because they make the fish a little different, not too much different. But Captain D's just as good. And they built a new one on the South Trail. For who steak? Bristol. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never had dolphin, but I've heard that it's a whitefish, uh, and it's supposed to be pretty good. Yeah, I like Ponderosa, or did like it. I don't know if there's Ponderosas open around here anymore. A whole bunch of them shut down. Um, but Ponderosa, they had good steak. I used to like going to those. And I used to go to Golden Corral as well, but because of the COVID, a lot of these places are either shut down or doing takeout, so I haven't been going over to Golden Corral for a long time. Hmm. Yeah, we still have one open down here um, in Orlando. Well, it's over east of Popka going towards Altamont Springs. Yeah, a lot of these places are franchises. I don't know if the corporate shuts down what they do about getting resupplied. I guess they just give up their franchise. That's a bad thing about owning a franchise. You know, if you lose your supplier, then you got to run around and figure out what you're going to do. Yeah, it's funny, fireman. I was over the last time I saw a launch. There was actually a bunch of dolphins over in the Indian River. Uh, why isn't Dr. Cammy and Tammy arrested? I don't know. Maybe they figure that she's small potatoes, or they've just got too many. Chansworth, I have never met Kim Picasio at all. I've never met her personally. Hmm. Maybe sometime in the future I'll get to meet her. I don't know. But in all these years, we've never personally met. Closest we come is we've talked on the phone or on the internet, either one, and that's it. Yeah, the one. It's like I said, the one here in Orlando is open. You know, the corporation's open. Yeah, they may be closing some locations throughout the country. I don't know where Dodger is. He's still doing his videos, but he's gone political. So. Dolphin is not the flipper. Okay, pardon my ignorance. I stand corrected. Is a what the heck is a mal? I don't know that much about fish, so not a fisherman. I'll eat them, but I don't fish them. Uh, when the hell's Trey Skinner? I don't know if we had screaming matches and such, but we yeah, we both have tempers. I know I do. Um, but we had disagreements early on, and it took a long time for us to see eye to eye on anything. Basically, we agreed to disagree on a lot of stuff, but most of that was caused by radio news and playing games. Um, radio news was the ultimate troll. And she would pretend to be different people, had people going against each other. Once we discovered that, we all came together, and basically that was the end of radio news. I believe so, Laurie. I've never heard of that username. Um, I have my hunches about it, but so far, um, things seem to be going all right. But you know, Trace Remington's got a lot of bad information. Well, Picasso is one of these women you get her on the phone. It's a hard to get in a word edgewise. She likes to talk on the phone, and it you know our phone calls would average about an hour, and she would just go on and on and on and on and on. It's funny, but just one of those things. But Trace seems to be awful concerned about me in my relationship with Kim Bacasio. It's kind of strange. And I'm blocked from Trace's Facebook, by the way. So it'd be kind of hard to check on anything. Yeah, yeah, Sharp. It's more than likely true. But, it's. Hmm. Well, it's tough to run a room with. Oh, here we go. Have I spoken to Michelle or Emily on the phone? Actually, I don't remember if I've ever talked to Emily on the phone at all. Uh, we Emily and I mostly communicated through email um, and such. Um, but it's been a long time since there's been any communication between the two of us. Emily, I thought, had basically moved on and was no longer interested in any of this stuff. Um, so I don't know. I don't know Emily's status at the moment, what she's doing. Um, but it's been a long, long, long time since I've had any communication at all with her. I hope she's doing all right. Yeah, Emily caught a lot of hell from radio news. No, that's fine, Megan. I'm 70 years old. I was 70 in October. I was born in 1950, so when you take the every 10 years is when you have a new decade in my life, and this time it was 2020. I turned 70 years old. I don't hide that from anybody. I'm just an old buzzard. Well, I don't know why um, somebody's acting as a messenger for Trace Remington. I mean, I don't, she doesn't really interest me at all. Um, and yeah, Sharp, it seems to be like once a week there's going to be a troll in here. It's usually you know who, but I, Kim, I'm not sure. I hate to say her age and get it wrong. She has three children, one of which is an adult, college age. So be honest with you, I have no idea how old Kim is. Well, I wouldn't know, Sharp, because I can't get on her page. So, not that it matters, this. I'm sure that group has got all kinds of files and information and stuff, because they're so obsessed with me. It's amazing. This I'm a 7-year-old buzzard with a small YouTube channel. I have, huh? She looks like she's 20. I'll go with you there. Um, but this is an 18 individual chat. Um, just for the hell of it, I'm going to check. But last I knew, I was 978 and dropping. Uh, I'm losing subscribers left and right, so I've pretty well given up any idea of live streaming on this channel. Let's see where we're at. 979. Oh, I gained one. Amazing. Um, so it's politics will kill a YouTube channel in a hurry. Well, somebody's paying attention. Well, I just lost a couple. No, Kim is actually older than that. She's got a college age son that's the oldest, from what I understand. Yeah, I know. I would never. Yeah, I'm not going to step into that quicksand. I don't guess a woman's age either. That's dangerous. Yeah, start guessing a woman's age, you're walking onto a minefield. You don't guess their weight either. Ooh. Yeah, I'll agree with you there. Yeah, Levi, don't get in the middle of that one. Yeah, I'm trying to figure something on this piece of equipment. I'm getting yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing. Oh, I've had it happen, Levi. I've had a number of people ask me my age. It's usually anybody that's listened to my videos for any amount of time actually knows my age, because I've mentioned it several times on the show. And since Randy's threatening to dox me, she already knows my birth date and my age and probably my weight and so on and so forth. Yeah, that's strange practice doxing is. And so I guarantee you, everybody in here, if there's a way to do it, you're all going to get doxed by Randy. So be forewarned. Yeah, Facebook removed a couple of them. They removed posts and they put up uh, fake fake news notice, stuff like that. She gets hit. She gets hit all the time. I think that's what pissed her off and got the doxing threat going, is that Facebook is clamping down on her posts. Okay, we are at the 2 hour 5 minute point. I think I'm going to go ahead and close it out. Um, yeah, what can you do? Anyway, it's hard to say what Bill thinks of Timothy. He's probably not happy, but we'll just have to wait and see, because if he winds up going to jail for any length of time, uh, he may not be happy with Field. And there's other, Field's troubles does not end with the Florida trial. He has other things he needs to look at. There's a lot of things in there. Well, glad you made it this long, Golden. Anyway, folks, I'm going to call it a night. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, tell your friends about me, share all this crap. I'm going to try my damnedest to say, oh, here comes Task Force, right on the tail end. Hey, Task Force, how come no proof of life, or are you going to fail that one? Huh? Come on, Task Force, since you're in here, why not entertain us a little bit? Yes, I thought maybe Task Force learned their lesson and stayed away, but apparently not. So, Task Force, where's the proof of life you promised? Nah, come on, Task Force, quit dodging the bullet. What did you do with the body, Task Force? Come on, let us know. Give some closure to the family. Let us know where you put the body. Come on, I dare you, Task Force. Tell us where you put the body. Come on. Quit with this diversion here. We all know that, something happened to him and you're probably the reason for it. So what did you do with the body? Come on, Randy. Aw, that's not very polite, Randy. Come on, tell us what you did with the body. I don't know what made you think putting up a picture of somebody with a sign in front of their face was going to accomplish. It just reinforces the notion that he's dead. That wasn't a terribly smart thing for you to do. So come on, tell us, what did you do with the body? Yeah, good night, fireman. Hope you go out and do some good fishing. Well, that's twice now that Megan is signed off. Well, good night, Megan. Yeah, have a good weekend. Well, that's one down. Okay, Task Force, let us know. Where is the body? Task Force, where's the body? How did you do it? Hey, Shansworth, why don't you ask Task Force what she did with Tim's body? Maybe you could talk some sense into her. Probably 55, 60 years old. The last I checked, I think she's around 60 years old. Looks older. Pictures I've seen of her, she looks like she's in her 70s, but I think she's actually somewhere around 60. 65, 66, something like that. I don't know. Well, that's what I said, Laurie. I think she's in her 60s. Looks like she's in her 70s, but I think she's in her 60s. Speaking of which, Task Force, what did you do with the body? I mean, you came in here, you might as well answer the question. I can hang around for a few more minutes to see if you can explain that. Uh, well, the last... Laurie, why are you... excuse me. Randy, why are you evading the question? What did you do with Timmy's body? Now, so I guess I gotta start. Do, 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 do. Yeah, it's kind of funny. She comes in here, she's more interested in my trailer than she is in explaining how Timmy died. I find that rather curious. Well, everybody has bias, Shawsworth. Well, Laurie, it's probably too late. But I'm more interested to know what she did with the body. And how it happened. She never did answer the question about if she used that woodchucker. No, he's not in protective custody. He's deceased. There's no such thing as a protective custody for a deceased person. You know, that's a good excuse. You can say, oh, he's in protective custody, and you don't even have to prove it. There's no reason to put him in protective custody. He's not worth protecting. And you can't protect a dead man. The guy's been dead since the end of June. And all we need now is for task force to tell us, how he died. Yeah, task force has one. That would be easy to do, Laurie. Task force, where's the body? Come on, task force. That's Well, that's more than likely, just it's sad to think that the last thing he saw before he died was her face. Yeah, it's alleged that he got fired from a janitor's job because he wouldn't take a bath. That's pretty bad. Oh, here we go with the sovereign citizen bullshit. Task Force, what did you do with the body? It's a simple question. Oh, yes, she did. Matter of fact, Randy said it under the task force name. So what you do with the body? Yeah, I've got it archived. What meat? It's all fat. Yeah, now that's a possibility. But she would have had to do something with all the bones. Yeah. Come on, what'd you do with the body, Task Force? Quit talking about fish food. Come on. We all want to know where the body is. Confess. Anything you say in here is not admissible in court anyway, so, let us know. What did you do with his body? Task Force, why don't you look in the mirror? Uh, Task Force, nobody forced you to come here. As a matter of fact, I told you a long time ago, you're not even welcome here. You're the one that came here, so don't cry your tears out, you know, if you come in here. You asked for it, you got it. You know, Mert, do you think Mert won the election? I didn't know I was running for office. Yeah, I guess they're going to correct that one. No, Trump did not win the election. That's a false narrative. Well, Lynn Wood is crazy. I didn't know I was running any. Task Force, we're really not interested in your sovereign citizen bullshit. What we'd like to know is what you did with Timmy's body. Yeah, the state of Georgia wants Lynn Wood to take a psychiatric evaluation. And, he is likely going to lose his bar license. And I'm surprised Task Force supports Lynn Wood since Lynn Wood supports Craig Sawyer. That's got to be tough. Shansworth? Absolutely not. That's that's got to be an interesting question. The only thing I want to know out of Task Force is what did she do with Tim's body? And it's not in any protective custody unless it's tied to a cinder block at the bottom of one of those 1,000 lakes. No, I did not read Ashley Biden's diary. Task Force, what did you do with Timmy's body? Did you tie it to a cinder block at the bottom of one of those lakes? Or did you bury him in a cornfield? Or did you use that wood chipper you have in your backyard? Had in your backyard. Task Force, what did you do with the body? Did you tie it to a cinder block? Ooh, we're getting nasty in here tonight. Okay, so far it's the same crap that Task Force comes in here with every night. Here we go. I'm gonna let that one go. No, I'm not drinking port wine. Let's see, I had a glass of hot chocolate. Come on, Task Force, what did you do with the body? Why, you know, you can be honest with us. We'll keep it in the room here. What did you do with the body? How did you do it? Did you shoot him? Did you use a knife? Uh, did you sit on him? How did you do the deadly deed? How did you kill him? That'd be funny if Geraldo Rivera opened a safe and Tim's dead body was in it. There's nothing wrong with port wine. I don't. I I don't know if I've ever had port wine, to be honest with you. I've had sangria a long time ago. I'll have to try port wine. You know, basically we're on overtime. I was going to shut everything down until task force came in here. Uh, task force has a fascination with men's underwear. Timmy Hoffa. I'll keep that in mind. Uh, be interesting. It's more than likely Randy. Uh, and we've been trying to find out where she put the body. Did she put it in a lake? Did she bury it in a farm field? Did she put it in her wood chipper? We don't know. I have no idea why she has that fascination, but she's obsessed about men in their underwear. It's all she talks about. Well, it's mostly what she talks about. You know, but she's just obsessed about people in their underwear. The younger, the better. I mean, there's maybe even really young people in their underwear, like children. You know, there's that rumor that task force likes to go around dressing boys up in little girls' clothes and stuff like that. So who knows? Yeah, we'll give this a couple. She, the high command is in her imagination. That's her high command, unless she's, high on drugs or something. Well, my guess is that he's at the bottom of one of the thousand lakes in Minnesota. No, I don't. I don't do investing. That's kind of an interesting story. All of a sudden, everybody wants to know about selling a stock short and how it can affect the price of the stock. Uh, Task Force probably passed out. That sounds like an interesting idea, fireman. Let me work on it. Yeah, I read a story today. There was a kid that was given $20 worth of stock in Gain stock by his mother a long time ago, and he decided to cash it in, and it was like for thousands of dollars. Yeah, the kid wound up with a heck of a big money pot out of that. Monoxide. Now that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Last I knew, Monoxide was in jail. Boy, what made you think of Monoxide? Jeez. I don't think too many people know who he is. Grace A. It's Marks, not Max, but that's okay. Now we're playing a name game now. Well, I don't. Well, I ain't gonna say that. Oh, okay. Well, I know a Gracie Marks. She's from over in Germany. Um, that's why I was a little surprised when that name came up. Okay. Well, a lot of people don't like me, so I guess I guess we're even on that one. Fireman, that would be interesting if she were to do that. Yes, it is. The last I heard is that the $5,000 reward is still up there. It will be paid if the person is responsible for getting him arrested. He doesn't have to be convicted, merely arrested. That's the easiest $5,000 anybody could make. I was wondering what went splat. What did I buy with my stimulus check? Food and rent. That it doesn't go very far. That's it pays 1 month's rent. Well, doesn't matter. You're not exactly gonna go out and buy a Cadillac with a stimulus check. Megan, I think knew me from back in the Steubenville days. Uh, it was back during the big red roll situation up there. Yeah, I'll have to check with the award person to see if they would. Yeah, I have changed, Mega, and not for the better. I know that. But if you've been through what I've been through all these years, you'd understand. You know, I don't like what I become, but you know, you know, you change with the times, I guess. I guess I got old and grouchy. Well, thanks, Laurie. That's very encouraging. I appreciate that. Well, Megan, I learned to adapt, and I try to find the best in people. And there's a lot that happened since um, Steubenville. Found out that we were all played against each other. Um, and it's just one of those things. Sometimes circumstances change, times change, and that's what happened. Um, we've all learned a lot about each other over the years. So, but I know there's a lot of hard feelings in Steubenville over what happened, and you can't change that. Some people up there really suffered. Well, Megan, it's partly finding out that an individual who went by the name Radio News was playing people against each other. She did a lot of trolling, and once we learned what Radio News was up to, that changed. Now, there's disagreements that will always remain between me and Alex to some extent about what happened back then, but uh, it is what it is. But our main alliance is the grifters like Radio and Tim and Randy and Trace and these other people. Okay, that sounds like a good idea, fireman. Am I friends with Critical K? You would have to ring a bell on who Critical K is. Uh, when you get my age, the memory goes. So I don't know offhand who Critical K is. So I guess the question is, who is Critical K? Good night, fireman. Thank you for dropping in. Uh, I'll do another live stream next Saturday. Of course, the mobile thons will be going on. And then sometime in February, I'm going to try and do mobile live streaming again. It's going to have to either be through uh, Facebook or one of these other services that I'm checking into. Um, yeah, because there's not enough people on Twitter for me to live stream on Periscope. I can, I have the capability of live streaming on. Uh, yeah, okay, I lost my train of thought. No, Doctor. Tammy did not say anything, and you're not really supposed to interrupt the proceedings. They can throw you off if you start messing around. So, yeah, she was there watching. Dr. Tammy is a woman from the Pacific Northwest who is a rabid Q and Trump supporter. And she has done things like get kicked off Alaska Airlines for not wearing a mask. She was filmed herself up on the top patio of the Capitol during the insurrection. She's a rather interesting character. She goes around telling people to talk about it that she does not consent and stuff like that. So, well, thanks, Macy. I try to be somewhat informative on here. I know the chats get a little bit off on the deep end, but as things develop on the cases and anything current in the news, I'll put them up on the Mobilethons. Um, okay, well, I apparently don't know Critical Cray, uh, so that's kind of answers that question because she does not ring a bell at all. Um, well, Phil's not supposed to be on any. Yeah, you're probably right, Megan. We all have changed a lot since back then. I do appreciate you coming in. I know we got a little bit rough there, but, you know, kind of takes my memories back to those dark days of Steubenville and the Big Red. So, take care of yourself up there. Thanks for coming in. And, hope you have a good rest of your weekend and stay safe with the virus and everything. Uh, so, I guess task force passed out, and so it's time to finally close this thing down. So I'll say once again to all you folks, like, subscribe, share. Uh, tell Judicious hi. How's she been doing? Uh, I know she's probably not going to be happy with me, but I always consider Judicious a good person. Um, so do give her my best wishes. I know a lot of people think the virus is fake, but I know personally that it is real. Um, but everybody's entitled, once again, to their opinion. But do be careful. It's best to be safe than sorry. I know there's 2 or 3 people up in Steubenville that I used to talk to, so do give her my best wishes. Give all the people I used to talk up there good wishes. I wish I'd been able to meet Judicious when I was up in Steubenville, but time was rather short. Um, but, it's too bad people can't set aside politics and help this channel grow because my main thrust is going to be true crime, social media, and also talking about things down here in Florida and several projects that I have on schedule. And I need to get over 1,000 subscribers and stay there in order to get some of this stuff going, or I'm going to have to migrate over to Facebook to take care of the projects. So, I'm trying to find some place where you don't have to be logged in on the channel to watch the chats and the live streams and so forth. And that's one good thing about YouTube. You don't have to subscribe to YouTube. I'll only have to link to the channel. I guess you have to have an account in order to like and subscribe, but other than that, you can at least come in and watch. And I primarily link through Twitter. So, anyway. So, with that, this has been a rather interesting evening. Did not find out where Timmy Hoffa went off to and how he met his final fate, but in future live streams, future Murtathons, we'll get into the Timmy Hoffa saga. So until then, this is William K. Murtaugh, Murt Witness 1. Have a good one.